Hey beauties, Rosie here from rosypeñapatterns.com. I am a sewing blogger and content creator. We are going to be sewing my latest pattern, which is the Marcella skirt. I'm so excited. It's so beautiful. I'm actually going to wear it to a concert. So I'll insert some photos here. That way you guys can see the entire finished look. Go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Once you finish cutting out your pattern pieces, we're going to go ahead and clip the center back seam. I love to use these wonder clips. They're so helpful, especially with this pattern. We have 3 vertical lines that we need to sew. So I end up using about all of these wonder clips. So I chose to go ahead and just clip all of my seams at once. You can clip the center back seam and sew that first, or you can just clip all of the seams at once, like I have done in this video tutorial. You just want to clip the center back seam, and then you want to place your front to your back with the right sides facing, and then just clip along those side seams as well. Once you have your fabric clipped, you just want to take that to your sewing machine and you're going to sew with 1/2 inch seam allowance, and you want to make sure you're using a stretch stitch as well. So a stretch stitch is just like a lightning bolt stitch or a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine, and this is just going to make sure that your fabric will stretch over your body. If you use a straight stitch on knit fabric, whenever you put this on, your stitches are going to pop. So definitely make sure that you're using a zigzag or a stretch stitch whenever you're sewing this pattern, especially with this knit garment because it is very fitted. Once you have sewn all of your seams, you just want to go ahead and trim that seam allowance down to about 1/8 inch. Make sure you're being careful not to cut through your stitches. Now we're going to move on to the elastic. You just want to cut a 1 1/4 inch elastic. That is your waist measurement minus 2 inches. My waist is 29 inches, so my elastic is 27 inches. We're going to overlap this at our sewing machine, and we're just going to sew a zigzag stitch over that overlap elastic just to make sure that it's secured in place. And you also want to turn your skirt with the right sides facing out, and once you top stitch over your elastic, you can use a zigzag stitch. I like to go over my elastic several times just to make sure it's very secured, and then you just want to mark those center seams by just folding your fabric and then using a marker or anything to mark the halfway points on your elastic. And then you're just going to clip that elastic to the right side of the waistline using your wonder clips to help you, and then we're going to sew a zigzag stitch very close to those raw edges of the elastic and the skirt, making sure to stretch your elastic as needed to fit. And then once we've sewn that zigzag stitch, we're actually just going to fold that elastic band to the inside once, and then we're going to fold it again another time to encase that elastic. You can take this to your iron just to gently press that flat, and then you can use some wonder clips to make sure that the waistband is folded over evenly. Just clip that in place, and then once you have clipped your elastic in place and you feel like everything is nice and even, we're going to actually stitch in the ditch. So stitching in the ditch is just sewing into that seam line, so essentially it will seem invisible. You're not going to really see it from the right side. So again, you're just going to stitch in the ditch just to kind of secure that elastic in place, and you're going to do that at all of the seam lines within the elastic casing. Just make sure to trim your threads as you go. The very last step is just to try your skirt on and then sew your hem. Fold it over however much you would want to hem it over. If you're going to wear heels with your skirt, make sure to try your heels on and then hem as much as needed. So you'll just fold that to the wrong side and then top stitch that in place. Let me know if you enjoy this format of video voiceover, and I'll definitely do that for my future tutorial. So you can get your Marcella skirt pattern. I'll have it linked in the comments below, or you can just go to rosypeñapattern.com and grab your pattern. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.